Like I said, I was not supposed to speak at his service, but when I woke up in my hotel room that morning, I knew there was a story of Bill and a story of his legacy that needed to be told. So without even getting out of bed, I grabbed my computer and I started typing. Literally, those words flew out of my fingers and onto the pages as if God was writing him himself. I never edited, not once. Not one word got edited. So I want to read you some of what I wrote, and I want to thank you for indulging me in a little bit of this personal story, but I want you to be inspired by this man, and what I wrote about him, that God wrote about him, I think, really gives you a glimpse into the finest legacy builder I've ever known. So I hope his legacy inspires some of you in the way that's inspired me, and again, I thank you for your indulgence and letting me talk about him. So after I introduced myself at his service to literally 1,000 people, plus I don't even know if they had speakers outside, but there was a lot of people, this is what I said, and I'm just going to read it so you get the whole thing. I said, I'm sure all of you here are aware of the many ways in which Bill gave to his community as a civic leader, philanthropist, church member, mentor, and all-around amazing man. But I wanted to speak today to honor Bill for perhaps a lesser-known way that he changed lives and gave of himself. I'm speaking today to acknowledge and honor Bill for his presence in my life, the lives of my mother, my sister, my brother, my children, and my brother's children. I was 15 years old when my mother married Bill Stanback. Some of you may remember that before Mom and Bill started dating, Mom had plans to move our family to Portland, Oregon, and had even purchased a house. But love intervened, and plans changed. We stayed in Salisbury, and Mom and Bill were married in 1979. That change in plans now seems like divine intervention, and was one of the most wonderful things that ever happened to my mother, my siblings, and me. I cannot even count the number of times since 1979 that I have thanked God for bringing Bill Stanback into my life. This one was important to me. From day one, Bill welcomed us Hart children into his family and into his life without reservation. If he felt overwhelmed by the addition of 2 teenagers and a preteen into his life, he never showed it to us. He offered us love and guidance, and perhaps most importantly, made our mother happy. I have such fond memories of Mom and Bill dancing and laughing in the kitchen at our house on Clubhouse Drive. His infusion of love into our lives felt to me to be exactly what we needed, and I will be forever grateful for it. As his daughter Ann Stanback recently said to me, Dad embodied the principle that life is not a zero-sum game. There is always enough love to go around. Truer words were never said. For the last 40 years, Bill has treated my siblings and me and our children just like his own children and grandchildren.